This is a trick the narcissist pretends to forget you. To all the chosen ones, empaths, and genuine souls out there, trust me when I say, they are fully aware that they messed up. They know deep down that they've downgraded. They understand that the new supply they've moved on to doesn't compare to you, doesn't hold the same depth or value, but they can't bring themselves to admit it. Instead, they have to keep up this elaborate act, continuing to project the illusion that they've moved on seamlessly, that they're living their best life, unaffected by the past. But at its core, all of this is about control. It's their desperate need to maintain power, to have you believe that they don't care, that they've forgotten about you. They know that if they can convince you that you've been forgotten, that you've been replaced so easily, it will keep you stuck in that loop of doubt, making it harder for you to heal. It will have you second-guessing yourself, questioning your worth, and making you believe that the problem lies with you, when in reality, the only problem here is them. This doubt, this confusion, is exactly what they want, because as long as they keep you questioning yourself, you won't be able to rise above them, to move forward in your life with confidence. Yes, some narcissists will eventually try to come back. They might attempt to hoover you back into their toxic cycle, hoping to lure you in with their charm and manipulation. But many won't. It's not because they don't want to. They do, in fact. Some of them would love nothing more than to reclaim their hold over you. But they won't because they understand that reaching out to you, attempting to come back into your life, would actually validate you. It would give you the upper hand. They risk rejection, and the reality is, they've left things in absolute ruins, relationships destroyed, families torn apart, trust shattered. They've burned so many bridges that returning to your life isn't as simple as they would like it to be. Now, with no other choice, they are forced to keep up the facade. They have to pretend that they're unaffected, that they're completely fine without you, that they've moved on with ease, without a second thought. But deep down they know the truth, and in time you'll come to realize it too. You'll come to see that their silence, their refusal to reach out, speaks volumes. The truth is, they can't allow themselves to admit that they've made a mistake, that they've lost someone like you. It's too much for their fragile ego to bear. So they continue the charade. What you need to understand is this. Narcissists deceive, and they always have. They fooled you once, and now they continue to try and fool you, hoping that you'll fall for their games once again. But you're no longer blind to who they truly are. You've seen through their lies, you've witnessed their phoniness firsthand. When someone shows you their deceitful nature, it says everything about their character, and from that moment forward, you can no longer afford to take anything they do at face value. You must keep them at a distance, protect your peace, and never allow them back into your life, no matter what. Think about it. Whether in relationships, friendships, or even in the workplace, integrity is what matters. You need honesty, trust, and respect to function in life. And while there are certainly genuine people at all levels of society, narcissists have infiltrated every corner as well, poisoning relationships and environments with their lies and manipulation. So, moving forward, you must know, not just believe, but truly understand, that this narcissist realizes they've messed up. They know they've lost you, and that realization will slowly eat away at them. But they won't admit it, and the more you recognize your own worth, the clearer it will become why they can't reach out to you. It's not just that they won't, it's that they can't. And even if they did, it would never be for your benefit. The universe, or whatever higher power you believe in, is protecting you from them, guiding you away from their toxic influence. Some things are just not meant to return to your life, and you have to see that as a blessing. Now, here's the most important part of all of this. Your silence is for you. That's what you need to take away from this whole experience. No matter how painful it feels right now, trust that, in time, you will see the end of this relationship for what it truly was, a blessing in disguise. No matter how it ended, no matter how hard it might seem in the moment, the universe is leading you towards something better. You will heal, and when you do, you'll realize that this chapter was necessary for your growth. The relationship ending wasn't a loss. It was a powerful step toward discovering your own strength, reclaiming your self-worth, and moving toward a future that is free from their toxic influence. The difference between you and them is that you will evolve and grow from this experience, while they won't. You will heal, learn valuable lessons, and ultimately become stronger and more resilient. The truth is, you're not perfect. No one is. But the key difference is that you gave your absolute best to them, given who you were at the time. Your intentions, your heart, and your efforts were genuine, and now as you continue to evolve, you will become an even better version of yourself. In fact, ironically, if they had remained in your life, they would have only served as an obstacle to your growth, holding you back from realizing your full potential. The reality is, you needed them out of your life in order to become the person you are meant to be. Someone stronger, wiser, and more self-aware. But the narcissist, they don't want you to realize this truth. They don't want you to see that your progress, your personal development, and your healing are a result of their absence. They want to keep control by making you feel abandoned, forgotten, and broken, because as long as you remain in that emotional state, trapped in that place of doubt and insecurity, they know you're still under their influence. They understand that if they give you too much attention, they risk you rejecting them outright. Because you've seen through their lies, you've recognized their manipulation, and that's a huge threat to them. As a result, many of them are hesitant to approach you now, even if they secretly long to reclaim the power they once held over you. Deep down, they know the most uncomfortable truth of all. You see them for who they truly are. And that realization makes it incredibly difficult for them to face you. Imagine how unsettling it must be for them to stand in front of someone who knows their game, someone who can read between the lines and see past their facade. They've lost their ability to manipulate you, and that scares them. That's why they keep their distance, not because they don't care, but because they can't handle the truth that you now hold about them. They can no longer play their games with you, and that terrifies them. There's another layer to this dynamic. They know you've exposed them, or perhaps they've exposed themselves, and that makes it impossible for them to continue their manipulative behavior. When they first encountered you, they saw someone with incredible qualities, strength, authenticity, empathy, someone they could rely on for endless supply. But over time, that role became overwhelming for them. Your light, your integrity, and your emotional depth made them feel inferior, no matter how much they tried to cover it up with arrogance, bravado, or false superiority. They were never truly your equal, and that was something they could never admit to themselves. Narcissists thrive on control, and the fact that you remain true to yourself, no matter how much they've tried to diminish you, puts them on edge. What they project outwardly and what they feel inside couldn't be more different. They want to portray an image of confidence, success, and happiness, but inside they are insecure and afraid. Right now, they're doing their best to provoke you. They're trying to make you feel jealous or unsettled, because they know that many of you are still lacking closure. They know that, by keeping you hooked through social media and subtle manipulation, they can maintain a gateway into your life. This keeps you stuck in that emotional loop, continually wondering what's going on in their world, while you are still processing your feelings. But here's the key. Healing doesn't require extra effort or forcing things to happen. You just need to trust the process, even when it feels difficult or painful. If you can maintain your resolve by not reaching out to them, by not engaging in conversation, that's enough. That's all it takes. Stick to that, and even on the darkest days when you feel like you're not making progress, you will emerge from this stronger and brighter than before. You don't have to exert unnecessary energy trying to fix everything. Simply allow yourself to go through the natural process of healing and trust that it's working. And part of this healing process is about not speaking to them, not giving them the power to keep you bound to their toxic narrative. Let them live their lie, their illusion of happiness and fulfillment. They will try to show off, to make you believe they've moved on without a care in the world. But it's all smoke and mirrors. None of it is real. None of it has any lasting value. So instead of focusing on their fabricated reality, focus on yourself. Trust the process of healing and personal growth, knowing that, in the end, you will come out of this stronger, wiser, and more whole than you ever were before. I promise you, the person you're becoming is worth every step of this journey.